puddle of water now.
The extensiveness of how bad they messed up.
This is the house from hell.
I had a problem with it the day that we moved in.
Yep, they just use staples.
Look, come in there, get this up.
Every 3 minutes, a new home is constructed by D.R. Horton or Lennar. They're America's top home builders, promising affordable housing to make the American dream of owning a home a reality.
Our view is America needs housing,
Sure.
and so we're going to continue producing homes, and we're going to sell where the market is. We continue to be intensely profitable.
The more houses we build, the faster we can build them, the lower price we can sell them.
But thousands of homeowners across social media, consumer review platforms, and local news are saying their brand new homes are full of defects and building code violations that sometimes make their new homes unlivable. The builders are refusing to take responsibility, leaving them with mounting financial losses, stuck in nightmare houses that were once their dream homes.
I thought it was a good price, but looking back, maybe it was a good price for a reason.
Hunterbrook spent over 6 months interviewing over 60 Lennar and D.R. Horton homeowners, former employees, and building and legal experts. We analyzed hundreds of pages of sales and warranty contracts, court documents, and other public records. Here's what we found. Hunterbrook's investigation points to a step-by-step corporate playbook that puts volume and quantity above quality and consumer happiness. The playbook takes for granted the idea that there's going to be systematic problems with quality control, and then it shifts the costs of these defects to consumers through draconian legal tactics that make homebuyers virtually unable to fight back.
Well, if you're considering buying a newly built house, you may say, I don't need an inspection, it's brand new. What could be wrong?
Homeowners recalled that sales reps pressured customers to sign immediately with phrases like, "This is the last house. Sign right here, right now."
Find your perfect home during Lennar's Super Sale.
Buried in these contracts are clauses that strip buyers of meaningful protection against shoddy construction. Arbitrary restrictions like 2-hour time limits, no access to attics or roofs, 1-week notice required. And once buyers sign the contract, even if they identify serious defects, it may be too late to back out of the deal. If you try to back out after discovering defects, you forfeit your deposit, which can be up to 15% of the home's value, suddenly as liquidated damages. The D.R. Horton contract states explicitly that under no circumstances shall closing be delayed or funds be escrowed at closing to cover the costs of correction. That means buyers have no leverage to hold the builders responsible for the issues they caused. Once you move in, the real nightmare starts, as you discover defect after defect in your brand new home. Take it from Danielle Antonucci.
They said they can just fix this with a couple nails.
Within weeks of buying her dream home, she noticed the bathroom drain making gurgling noises. She called the builder, and they told her she must have clogged the drain. Only after the sewage water then backflowed and flooded all over the house, destroying everything it touched, did she find out that the builder had neglected to install a septic gas vent critical for preventing sewage backflow.
And they still argued about it. And they made a company come out and do all these testing and everything to finally say, yeah, you're right, it needed to have the vents there. Right now, we have no ceiling downstairs. You can see behind me, my bathroom has been ripped out for a year. It's caused so much stress on my family internally. And my son left for college this year. So that's it. He didn't get to use his home. They stole the most precious thing from me, which is time with my kids.
D.R. Horton and Lennar do offer 1-year warranty, which they say should cover any construction defects, followed by a 2-year mechanical warranty and a 10-year structural warranty. They say it's to give you peace of mind. But in reality, homeowners told us that Lennar and D.R. Horton will do whatever possible to avoid following through on its committed repairs, especially if they're costly. Submit warranty requests online? No response. Call repeatedly? No shows. Present engineering reports proving structural defects? They'll call it an illusion. That's what they said to Matthew French, a guy whose own engineering firm said the defects were so bad the home never should have gotten a certificate of occupancy in the first place. D.R. Horton was similarly dismissive with Madeline 08. They told her that her electrical problems were caused by loose wire and told her just to reset the breaker panel. A year later, after the warranty had expired, she found out the electric panel had been recalled because it was, quote, a thermal hazard.
It's just kind of like, how much more information do I need to find in order for you people to just fix the house? That's all that I'm asking you for. I want you to bring it up to code.
Homeowner after homeowner described having to fight tooth and nail to get anything fixed. One compared the experience to performing a root canal on yourself.
That has been my life since we moved in. Sitting here for appointments for their trades to show up. I wrote the city fire marshal, the state fire marshal, the person who was over the contractors board for the state, corporate Lennar down in Miami. I emailed everybody.
Constantly having to do all this stuff, I had to stop working. The emotional and mental toll it has taken, I can't put into words.
The builder's refusal to address the problems has forced some owners to become their own advocates. You've got homeowners across America who have become building experts, citizen journalists, and advocates, fighting to reveal the truth.
I'm not an engineer. I'm just a first grade reading teacher, so this is not my area of expertise.
Julie is a perfect example. After D.R. Horton denied her warranty requests for worsening cracks inside and outside of her home, which led to foundation problems, Julie, a D.R. Horton homeowner in Ocean Breeze, Florida, pulled hundreds of inspection records through public record requests.
There's a reason our home is sinking. Because our property was not prepared in accordance with our architectural design plans, and so many others across the country are not.
These records show that the vast majority of homes in her community had actually failed to meet the soil density requirements specified by the builders in their own architectural design. That's a Florida code violation.
Horton denies this claim in its entirety.
And I asked the higher ups at Lennar, I said, what are you hiding from? Like, why will you not engage with homeowners? Lennar's motto was, do the right thing for the right reason.
From our reporting, it's pretty clear that D.R. Horton and Lennar just don't want to pay the warranty that they owe. Last year, D.R. Horton set aside a total of $210 million for warranty. That's just $2,500 per home. For Lennar, that number was $3,600. Compare that to the around $90,000 in profits these companies make per home. While the typical repair for homeowners costs between $5,000 and $20,000. That's assuming no major issues. It can be way more than that.
Generally speaking, $5,000 to $20,000 is the typical range where I see the majority of the repairs can be covered by.
Remember Matthew French? The engineering firm he hired quoted him $117,000 for structural repairs. When the county appraiser found out, he devalued the home by $160,000. And again, D.R. Horton and Lennar are only saving a couple $1,000s per home for warranty. It's no wonder the consumers end up feeling ripped off. And in some cases, their health is on the line too. Christy Volkmer and her family have been drinking bottled water and using their camper shower for years. Ever since watching black slime coming out of the kitchen sink, showers, and toilet in their new D.R. Horton home in Kauai, Hawaii. D.R. Horton naturally denied responsibility, saying it was the county's water system at fault, even after the test results from the local authorities that showed otherwise.
They pretty much ceased communication with us after that. Okay. After we provided, that evidence from the EPA, they just stuck to their guns.
But here's what might be the most insidious part of the system. When homeowners turn to the justice system as their last resort, they find out that often they can't do so in court. Both D.R. Horton and Lennar try to require buyers to waive their right to trial by jury and agree to private arbitration. It's a system critics say is rigged in favor of the builders.
Have you considered class action?
We can't because our contract specifically states that we have to arbitrate.
We're not allowed to go into a regular court.
The American Arbitration Association, the nation's largest arbitration firm that both Lennar and D.R. Horton use, told Hunterbrook that, quote, homeowners prevailed more frequently than home builders. But a study by the Economic Policy Institute showed consumers obtained relief in only 9% of arbitration disputes.
They like arbitration because it favors them.
Even though it's supposed to be neutral and unbiased?
Even though it's supposed to be neutral and unbiased. The secret deck is stacked against the homeowner.
Definition of unfair and unjust. The corporate lawyers have golf tournaments with these arbitrators.
We can't afford to give up, and we can't afford to fix it ourselves. So we feel like hostages in these homes daily.
Thankfully, changes might be on the horizon. The South Carolina Supreme Court has ruled these arbitration clauses are unconscionable and unenforceable, opening the floodgates for lawsuits. One law firm won $16 million for D.R. Horton homeowners. But in most states, including Florida and Texas, where more than half of D.R. Horton homes were sold in the last 2 years, the fight for homeowners to obtain due process remains an uphill battle. Desperate homeowners continue to do what they can, fighting back, documenting defects, organizing online, calling us, all with the goal of stopping others from being in the situation that they're in. And here at Hunterbrook, we try not to just expose the truth, but right the wrongs that we report on, especially because these companies can afford to do the right thing. D.R. Horton and Lennar combined to make more than $8 billion in gross profits in 2024, while families like the Antonucci's, Montgomerys, and Volkers have lost everything. For these families, the American dream of owning a home has become a nightmare, because they trusted that these homes would live up to the promises they were sold. It's time for accountability through stronger regulations, transparent arbitration, and real consequences for construction defects. If you or someone you know has experienced similar issues, share your story. Reach out at ideas@hunterbrook.com, and we will work with you to get help. Because these companies, they thought you could be silenced. Not anymore.